You need to hear this truth. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. Every morning, when you open your eyes, you are thrown straight into the battlefield. Not a battlefield of guns and bullets, but the battlefield of your mind. You wake up, and the first enemy you face is fear. You fear failure. You fear rejection. You fear that life itself is rigged against you. And because of that, you act like a loser, even before the battle begins. You step into your work with trembling. You speak in your relationships with doubt. You start a project, but already whisper to yourself, what if it never succeeds? Listen to me. That is the worst kind of betrayal. Not betrayal from others, but betrayal from yourself, against yourself. Stoicism exposed this truth thousands of years ago. Marcus Aurelius, a king, a warrior, a philosopher, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. You cannot control outcomes, but you can control the way you walk. You cannot control the storms, but you can control how you grip the rudder. You cannot control the eyes of others, but you can control your posture when you stand tall." And here is the core principle I demand you carve into your heart. Act as if everything will turn out well, as if the entire universe is arranging itself to lift you, not to tear you down. You may argue, but what if I fail? I say, if you fail, you learn. If you fall, you rise. If you lose, you are reborn stronger. In all three cases, you still win. This is not wishful dreaming. This is a weapon of the spirit, a discipline of the mind that destroys every illusion of fear inside you. Because when you act as if, you send a signal not only to the world out there, but also to your own subconscious. I have chosen victory. I have chosen peace. I have chosen not to tremble before any outcome. And do you know what happens? The world begins to adjust. People begin to trust you more. Opportunities begin to appear. Not because the universe suddenly favors you, but because, at last, you have stopped betraying yourself. Listen closely. If you take only one idea from this entire talk, let it be this principle. Act as if everything always works out for you. Act as if life is always on your side. Not sometimes, not when you're lucky, not only when things go smoothly, but always, everywhere, in every circumstance. This is not self-comfort or blind illusion. This is a posture of living. This is the spiritual weapon of those who refuse to kneel before fear. Look at yourself. How many times have you walked into a room, into a conversation, into a small battle of life, yet in your mind you had already lost? You tremble in interviews, lower your voice when presenting, and walk like a stranger on your own path. And then you wonder why opportunities don't come, why others don't believe you, why the world turns away. The answer is simple. You broadcast the signal of defeat from the very first second. The world only mirrors back what you project. Sow trembling, reap disdain. Sow doubt, reap rejection. Sow confidence, reap opportunity. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor who bore an empire through chaos, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." He knew the harsh truth. You cannot control results, but you always control attitude. And attitude is the command you send to fate. Epictetus, a slave-turned-philosopher, never dreamed of an easy world. He said, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to. Wish that what happens happens as it should, and you will be happy." He did not wait for fate to be beautiful. He acted as if every event, even the harsh ones, were allies. That is, act as if. I ask you, who will believe in you if you yourself tremble? Who will invest in your dream if you treat it like a doubtful illusion? Who will follow you if you walk like one who is lost? The answer, no one, not a single person. And if you keep sending out that weak signal, you will keep being left behind. Picture a warrior. In the first scene, he steps onto the battlefield with eyes of defeat, shoulders slumped, voice broken. His comrades see it and know they've lost before swords even clash. In the second scene, the same man, the same sword, but his eyes blaze, his posture unyielding, his voice thunders. We will win. The outcome has not happened yet, but strength has already spread. Do you see? Only one difference: how he acts as if. And let me be clear, this is not a game of illusions. I am not telling you to stand in a burning room and whisper, "Everything is fine," while waiting to be consumed. I am telling you to stand in the burning room and act as if you are capable. You find water, you find exits, you save others. That action flows from the belief that you are not powerless, and that belief carries you through the fire. This is not dreaming. This is mental discipline. This is the posture of the Stoic warrior. When you act as if, results begin to shift. You walk as if you have value and people see you that way. You speak as if you are worthy and audiences are drawn in. You step in as if you are ready and opportunities reveal themselves. Not because the universe suddenly favors you, but because at last you stopped betraying yourself. You stopped sending signals of defeat. You started sowing certainty. And the world does only one thing: it mirrors back. Think this sounds too simple? I tell you, simple does not mean easy. You've spent decades acting like a loser. To reverse it, you need training. Every day, every hour, you must force yourself to act as if. Don't wait until you succeed to feel confident. It is because you act confidently that success is forced to appear. Don't wait until you are praised to lift your head high. It is because you lift your head that others grant you recognition. Don't wait until the path is certain to step forward. It is because you step that the path opens. You cannot change the storm, but you can change how you grip the rudder. You cannot change the eyes of others, but you can change your posture before them. You cannot change the future in an instant, but you can change how you enter the present. That is the full power of act as if. And here is the command for you. From today, you no longer have the right to act like a victim. You no longer have the right to wait for results before deciding your posture. You no longer have the right to sow trembling and expect to harvest trust. You have only one choice: rise up, straighten your back, breathe deep, look forward, walk on, and act as if life is always on your side. You want a different life? Start now, right now. The moment you hear these words, don't wait another second, don't wait for another sign. Act as if you already have everything, and then you will see. From that attitude, destiny begins to yield. Now you understand the principle. But theory, if it is not proven with blood, with tears, with real victory, remains nothing more than dry words. Let me show you. Throughout history, some people lived and breathed the principle of act as if. And because of it, they carved their names into the world. Let's begin with Thomas Edison, the man to whom all of humanity owes light. Do you know how many times he failed before inventing the light bulb? More than 10,000 times. Think about that number. You fail 10 times and you are discouraged. You fail 100 times and you want to quit. He failed 10,000 times. Yet with every failure, he did not act like someone finished. He never said, "I'm done." He acted as if every failure was just one step closer to light. He once declared, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That was not mere optimism. That was mental discipline. That was act as if. He saw each failure not as proof of hopelessness, but as proof that success was drawing nearer. He acted as if victory were inevitable. So in the end, victory was forced to come. Now consider Oprah Winfrey, a black girl born into poverty, abused and rejected by society. If she had acted as a victim, her life would have ended in her youth. But Oprah chose act as if. On her very first stage, in front of her very first camera, she did not wait for others to acknowledge her. She acted as if she were born to shine, and the whole world was compelled to acknowledge it. From an untrusted child, she became the queen of media, one of the most powerful women on the planet. Why? Because she did not wait for results to act. She acted as if the results were already ordained, and the results chased after her. Look deeply at these two stories. Edison failed 10,000 times, yet acted as if victory was certain. Oprah was crushed by society, yet acted as if the spotlight was made to shine on her. Both lived in the Stoic spirit, not obsessing over what is beyond control, but focusing only on attitude, on action, on the posture of the soul. And now I ask you, what excuse do you have? Edison was not wealthy, not privileged. He had only his mind and an unbreakable belief. Oprah had no advantage, no standing. She had only the spirit that refused to play victim. How were they different from you? They were different in one thing. They did not wait. They did not ask for permission. They did not demand guarantees. They acted as if, and the world bowed. Don't think this is far from you. Every morning when you walk into the office, you can enter with your head down like a burdened soul, or you can walk in like someone who knows their worth. In your relationships, you can shrink back, waiting to be accepted, or you can act as if you are worthy of love. Standing before a dream, you can sit counting risks, or you can charge forward as if victory is already waiting. Edison did it, Oprah did it, and you? Will you keep waiting for results before daring to act, or will you act now and force results to follow? Here is the wake-up call. Successful people are not different from you in their starting point. They are different in their attitude. They do not act like victims. They act like victors, even when their hands are still covered in mud. And when they hold that posture long enough, the world has no choice but to bow in recognition. You've seen Edison endure 10,000 failures. You've seen Oprah rise from a dark childhood. So what holds you back? The most dangerous enemies, fear and doubt. They don't come from outside. They wear no armor, carry no weapons. They live inside your mind and whisper every day, "You're not good enough. You will fail. You don't deserve it. Hear me." That is the voice of the enemy, and if you obey it, you've already lost. Stoicism teaches that pain does not come from events, but from how we judge them. You fear not because the interview is impossible, but because you see it as a wall. You doubt not because the future is dark, but because you inflate the ghost in your head. You built the mental prison, locked it, and handed the key to the invisible enemy, fear. It's time to declare war, war on every thought that shrinks you, every imagined failure, every lie you whisper to yourself. This is not a game, this is spiritual war. Either you command the soldiers in your mind, or they revolt and drag you into the abyss. Picture fear standing before you, eyes glaring, voice low, waiting for you to bow. What will you do? Beg, turn away, or stare back and say, "You don't control me anymore"? That is, act as if. Act as if you've already overcome, as if fear has no power. Don't misunderstand. Fear will always lurk, but it must stay under your heel. Heart racing? Good, it means you're entering the challenge zone. The voice says, "You'll fail." Good, let it be your battle trumpet. Every doubt is a chance to train. Act as if. Answer it. I have chosen the posture of a victor. I will walk as if everything bends in my favor. This is not self-hypnosis. It is the only way to live free. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. You can revoke fear's control, but only if you act differently, stronger, sharper, more decisive. Burn the bridges. Burn every pessimistic script in your head. Bury them with no mercy, because if you keep them as backups, they'll chain you down. You don't need a plan to lose. You need a posture to win. That posture starts here. You look fear in the eye, you smile, and you act as if it's already crushed. This is an order, not a suggestion, not gentle advice. An order. From now on, whenever fear and doubt appear, you respond with action. No debate, no delay. Fear says you're not good enough to speak. Raise your hand and speak. Doubt says you're not smart enough to try. Throw yourself in now. Each time you do, you reclaim mental territory stolen by the enemy. Over time, you'll see, Fear and doubt never vanish completely, but they stop commanding you. They become distant noise, because on this battlefield of the mind, you've seized command. Then you'll understand, act as if is not pretending, it is survival. It is a declaration. I choose to stand, not kneel. I choose to advance, not retreat. I choose to believe, not doubt. And with every such choice, you crush fear and doubt into dust. Enough. You've heard the theory. You've seen the examples. You've declared war on fear and doubt. But if everything ends here, these words will vanish like smoke. No, I won't allow that. You need action. You need a roadmap. You need concrete steps to make the principle of act as if, your breath, your blood, your automatic instinct. And I will show you how. Step 1 begins the moment you open your eyes each morning. Don't touch your phone. Don't let the world hurl messages, emails, and chaos into your mind. Instead, stand before the mirror, look yourself in the eye, and speak 3 commands. Everything always works out for me. I stand like a victor. I act as if the outcome is already written in my favor. Repeat not once, but until your voice sounds like an order, no longer a reminder. That is your daily declaration of war. You prime your mind before the world touches you. Step 2. Bring this principle into your work. Every time you walk into a meeting, don't sit like someone awaiting judgment. Sit like the one who holds authority. Don't speak like someone begging to be heard. Speak like someone whose value cannot be ignored. When you submit a resume, pitch an idea, or negotiate a contract, act as if the result already leans toward you. Not arrogant, but calm and confident. Because you have prepared, you have worked, you are worthy. And if the outcome goes another way, you still win. Because you've trained the posture that cannot be shaken. Step 3. Apply this in relationships. When you meet someone new, don't step in as if you're waiting for their approval. Step in as if your presence is already a gift. When you talk with your partner, your friends, your colleagues, don't let doubt stain every word. Be present with the belief that you are enough, you are worthy, you are welcome. Act as if love and respect already exist, and you'll see others reflect that energy back to you. Step 4. Practice it in the smallest moments. When you walk, walk as if the road opens for you. When you eat, eat as if every bite is a reward for your effort. When you write a note, write as if you're inscribing a law for your life. These small details build great strength. Never dismiss them. Step 5. Confront fear directly with action. Every time fear whispers, "You're not good enough for this," do it anyway. Afraid to speak up? Raise your hand. Afraid to try a new project? Dive in. Afraid of rejection? Make the offer. This is not reckless risk-taking. This is training. Every action lays another brick in your mental fortress. One day, you'll realize fear is just background noise, while you've become the unshakable commander. And finally, discipline. Don't expect one attempt to be enough. Don't expect 1 week of practice to be complete. This is a lifelong campaign. You must repeat until it becomes automatic, until every step, every breath, every glance radiates one message. Everything always works out for me. Then you no longer need reminders. You become the living symbol of the principle. Remember, results do not come first. Attitude comes first. Results are just the shadow. If you stand firm, the shadow follows. If you tremble, the shadow distorts. Don't sit waiting for a perfect shadow before you rise. Rise now, rise straight, rise like one who has already won. This is no longer advice. This is an order. Begin today. Begin this very moment. Begin with this very breath. Act as if, and you will see the entire world will be forced to orbit the posture you have chosen. At this point, you've heard enough. You've walked through the theory. You've seen the examples. You've declared war on fear. You've received the order to act. And now only one question remains. Will you do it or not? I have no gentle advice left. No comforting pat on the shoulder. No whisper of, "Hang on, it will be okay." command you. Stand up. Act as if everything has already been written in your favor. You no longer have the right to sit and wait for fate, to let fear control you, to betray yourself. From this moment on, you have only one choice. Act like a victor. Walk as if the ground were built to carry you. Speak as if your words carry the weight to shift the entire room. Work as if success has already signed its name to you before you began. Live as if everything always aligns for you, because in Stoicism, the only thing you truly control is your posture. And if you still doubt, look back at history. Edison did not stop. Oprah did not retreat. Marcus Aurelius did not tremble. They all chose to act as if, and the final result, the world was forced to acknowledge them. You will be too if you decide here and now, not next week, not when things feel easier, not when you have enough confidence. Confidence does not come first. Confidence comes after. It is born from action, and your action must begin today. Etch this in your mind. You no longer have the right to complain, to delay, to wait for miracles. You have only one right: to stand, to walk, and to declare with every breath, everything always works out for me. This is the conclusion, the inescapable truth. If you live by this principle, change will come. Not maybe, not sometimes, but surely, inevitably. And when you look back, you'll see. The miracle was not that the outside world suddenly became perfect. The miracle was that you became unbreakable. You became the warrior fear could not conquer. You became the living proof of Stoic power. So step out of this room, out of this page, out of this very moment, and act as if destiny has already signed with you. Because when you act as if, you no longer chase the future, you create it.